Howdy, folks. It's Monday, June 17, 2019. We're in the workshop. I'm going to show you today some of the things that we've been doing. So you see, this is a shorter piece of hard maple, that whitish type wood. And I get the stuff in like 8.5 foot lengths. And then what I do is, because the edge, this is a untreated one, or unmilled, the edge is always, a little bit wavy. And so I've shown you before how I use my lumber straightener, and then run it through the saw with this edge of that board up against the fence, and it's straightened, and then the board I'm trying to straighten clamped in there. That works it's been working real good. So I did, I think I cut 8 of these boards down the other day, and then what I did is made 1 3/4 inch strips that are 6 feet long, and those are over here. And I think by the time I get done, Linda gets done gluing these up, and I get done cutting these and her gluing them, we'll have 8.5, and we'll have 11.5 feet of that countertop. And so here's what she does, is she glues them into 12-inch sections, and that'll be her countertop. And what we'll do is we'll plane it down to about, plane off about 1/8 of an inch in total. That'll leave us 1 5/8. And then my hope is that we can glue 3 of these together and take them to the cabinet shop and get them sanded, and then we'll end up gluing 5 of these together to make the countertop. This is Jim. Jim's the English teacher. Jim, just quickly, what do you do 9 months of the year?
Teach English at Delano. Mostly 11th and 12th grade courses.
Okay. College prep, is it?
Yeah, I teach a couple of University of Minnesota courses.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, and Jim helps his brother John during the summer, and John always teases me because I say, when is Jim coming back? So he does a lot of work. And so Jim and John this morning, of course last week there was a lot of prep because they have to build out the door jamb, and then we had to route out where the hinges go. You route on the door and on the jamb. And to do that, we use this hinge jig. And then there's this little tool here that squares it off. These are my windows from Craigslist. And now these don't have the lip that I have upstairs. And so what I'll do is I'll just cut off part of my, the little lip on my window trim. But the doors are all hung. Now it's up to me. I have to put in a gap filler here, which is about a 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch piece of cherry. And then an astragal on the outside, which keeps the wind from coming through between the doors. And then I have to put strip insulation on the outside that the doors go against, and that'll be a wood stop with the insulation in there. So the insulation that goes in there is over here. And the way this stuff works, you probably got it on your doors at home. And the way this stuff works is I cut 1/8 of an inch saw curve in my door stop, That keeps the doors, that stops them. And then I insert that insulation in, and then I take that and install that board onto the door jamb. So lots of good stuff going. You saw that pile of hard maple out in the garage. I probably showed that to you a couple weeks ago. Well, this is all that's left of it. I still need a minimum of 2.5 feet of boards glued together on edge. So what I'll end up doing is cutting strips out of here, 1 3/4 strips like that one. I won't get many because there's some knots, and I'm trying to stay away from knots. So I have another pile of the maple that I bought from the farmer 2 years ago, and we'll use that. Things are starting to move. You know, Linda and I will be doing the siding on the back, and when that's done and painted, then these screens will all go up, and we have a couple places where screens could go up right now. We just haven't put them up yet. Jim and John are going to work on the front of the house, doing siding and stuff that needs to be done, because I'm not able to get up on the ladders as well as I should. So they're going to do some of the high wire work. You know, I'm a big list maker. So today what I just did is I planed down, I think it was almost 40 boards, and that's that hard maple over there that Linda will ultimately glue together. You know, other things that I'll do today is I'll bring in some 16-foot 2x4s, and I'll rip those down so that they become trim for the soffits. All the trim that I made, I still need some more, so I want to do that because Jim and John will put that up in the front when they work on that. Let's see, install the door filler. That's on the French doors, and then I planed the lumber, and now if I get time today yet, I have about 8 boards in here, and I'll cut those into the 1 3/4 inch strips that Linda will ultimately end up gluing. So a lot of work to handle those 16-foot 2x4s and cut those. I'll have to pull my saw over and move it down because I don't have 16 feet to work with from the saw over to the wall. So you know, those are just some of the little things. Jim's been here for about a week working with John, and he's been clearing out the sawdust in the workshop and the like, and we use it to fill in some of the low spots that we have in the property. Thanks for following our progress, and we're moving forward pretty good. Have a good day.